From the West Bend High School athletic fields in West Bend, it's time for high school baseball, brought to you by West Bend Community Television. Greetings, I'm the Bear, Barry Hirsch. We bring you our game today between the West Bend East Suns and the Port Washington Pirates in the North Shore Conference. Patrick Lippy steps into the box to lead things off right away for the Pirates of Port Washington. Here's the opening pitch by Dawson Rondorf. Fly ball going down the right field first base side and foul. The Suns coming into action for this game with a record of 9 wins and 5 losses in the North Shore Conference and 13-6 overall. Meanwhile, Port Washington looking up from the basement there in last place, 4-13 in the conference, and an overall record here on the season of 7-17. It's also senior day here at West Bend. We'll give you some of the seniors throughout the course of the game. Next pitch by Rondorf, misses for a ball. Count evens at 1-1. Suns dressed in their gray pants with the burgundy jerseys, the yellow trim, and Suns written across the chest. Next pitch by Rondorf. Just misses for a ball. It's 2-1. Port Washington coming in dressed in their road uniforms, the white pants, the green jerseys. And a pretty decent crowd on hand here on this day that we're doing this. This is on a Friday afternoon when we're recording this game for you. Next one misses low, and the count goes to 3-1. It is Friday, May the 17th, the day that we are recording this game for playback. 3-1 by Rondorf. Here's a chopper on the mound right back to Rondorf, and he'll take the easy toss over to his first baseman, Michael Seaman, for the first out of the ball game. So 1 up and 1 down for the Pirates, and that'll bring up Marcus Schmidt, their first baseman. He'll bat in the second spot. The rest of the Port Washington lineup batting third is number 19 in the center field, George Clausen. The DH today for the Pirates will be Nolan Miller. He'll bat in the fourth spot. First pitch by Rondorf is a strike. Braden Thompson will be sitting as he's DH'd for. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Rob Ross. The pitcher, Bo Fleischman, will bat sixth and be number 33. Next pitch by Rondorf, fly ball, left field, giving chase. Nice driving catch. Oh, couldn't quite get into it, was Gelnick. And it's in and out of the glove of Gelnick, and unfortunately that's going to be an error charge to Gelnick. Because that was in his glove. So an E7. I'll bring up George Clausen. Rounding out the Port Washington lineup, batting eighth in right field is Adam Byrol, and batting ninth is the left fielder Eli Bushek. We'll set up the Suns defensive lineup for you here in just a moment. So here's Clausen now at the plate with a runner on and 1 out. Lead off of first. There's a strike. Dawson Rondorf is catching, as we've been saying. His battery mate is senior Cooper Schlosser, and throughout the course of this game, we will give you highlights of the 5 Suns that are the seniors playing their last game here in the regular season for West Bend East. Now the 1-0. There's a chopper to third. Nice pickup, throw to second for 1. Try the relay in the dirt. Got it for a double play. So that'll quickly end the inning here for the Port Washington Pirates. They get no runs on no hits, and there was 1 error by the West Bend East Suns. Middle of the first inning, and your score is Port Washington 0, and the West Bend East Suns coming to bat. You're watching high school baseball on West Bend Community Television. Back here at East Field as we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Suns coming up for their first at bat. It'll be shortstop Sam Gelnick leading it off. Michael Seaman bats second, plays first base. Cooper Schlosser, the catcher, will bat third. Joey Spence will DH today and bat in the fourth position for the center fielder Caden Gish. Batting fifth will be the third baseman George Seaman. Juan Garola bats sixth and plays in right field. First pitch is visiting for a ball. Batting seventh for the Suns, the first baseman Mason Kirk. Matt Gelnick bats eighth and plays left field, and Dawson Rondorf will be the pitcher batting in the 9th slot. Pitcher for Port Washington is Bo Fleischman. Here's his second offering. That misses for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Senior day here at East Fields in West Bend, as 5 seniors were honored in pregame ceremonies. We'll talk about them as they each come to the plate here today. Now the 2-0, and that's low for a ball, and it's 3-0. Slight breeze coming out of the northwest right now here this afternoon. Here's the pitch. And Gelnick takes a free ride to lead things off on 4 straight pitches. So the first batter of the game for the Suns gets a free ride on first base. And that'll bring up Michael Seaman.
Senior, number 4, Michael Seaman.
Seaman is one of the seniors on the squad this year. Cooper Schlosser will be batting next. He's the other senior. There's a ball, 2-0. Matt Gelnick is also a senior on the squad, along with Mason Kirk and Juan Garola. Next pitch, there's a strike. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Seaman, a multi-sport athlete, as are many athletes nowadays in high school sports. 4 years here on the baseball team, follows with 3 years of tennis and 2 years playing basketball. Next pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. All the players that were the seniors were asked their most favorite memory in their baseball history here at East, and they all pretty much gave the same answer, which we'll be telling you all throughout the course of this game. Now Fleischman ready for the 1-2. Swung on, fly ball, left field, but camping up underneath it is the left fielder, who is Bushek, and he'll make the catch for the first out. 1 gone for the Suns here in the first inning, and that'll bring up Cooper Schlosser, who is catching today in his senior appearance.
Now batting catcher, senior, number 12, Cooper Schlosser.
Schlosser's been a busy high school athlete, 4 years in 3 sports: football, baseball, and wrestling. Qualified for state 1 year on the wrestling. And here's a throw over to first. Gelnick back in safely. Marcus Schmidt doing the catching over there at first base. CJ Kohler is the head coach for Port Washington. Meanwhile, Ron Hedrick for the Suns. Hedrick also calls the plays and signs at third base. Runner goes. Here's the pitch, and the slide coming in by Gelnick is not in time. Gelnick in with a stolen base. So the Suns have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out and a runner on second. And Cooper Schlosser has a 1 ball, no strike count to him. Schlosser batting from the left side of the plate. Ron Hedrick asking Gelnick if the ground was a little bit hard on that last slide. Gelnick gets a good lead. Here's the pitch by Fleischman. That's a ball, and it's 2-0. Overcast skies here in the West Bend area through most of this Friday when we're taping this, but right at first pitch, the sun decided to come out. Check of the runner from the stretch. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, fly ball, left field, coming on. It's not going to make it in time. It's going to drop in for a base hit in front of Bushek. They wave Gelnick around, and he'll come in and score the game's first run, and it will be a stand-up double for Cooper Schlosser. So a double RBI for Schlosser, and the Suns are on the board 1-0.
Designated hitter, number 22, Joey Spence.
That'll bring up Joey Spence. This is the second meeting of the season between the Suns and the Pirates. They met back in April, and that one was a total wash for West Bend East as they took care of Port Washington 30-1. Now, originally, Game 2 of the series was supposed to be played on May the 9th. It was rained out, so that's why it's being played here on this Friday afternoon in May. First pitch is a strike to Joey Spence. Schlosser on at second with that RBI double. Check of the runner and the pitch. Pop up, foul ball territory. Rolling over there is Rob Ross, and it's out of play below our press box. And it'll be no balls and 2 strikes to the Suns DH, Joey Spence. Fleischman now checks the runner, toes the rubber, and the pitch. Just missed at a ball, and it's 1-2. 320 down the right field line here at East Field. 375 to dead center. And 320 down the left field line. Fleischman again checks the runner. Pitch misses outside for a ball, and it evens up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caden Gish will be the next batter on deck for the Suns. Pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and it's worked full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Joey Spence. Schlosser with the lead off second. Pitch by Fleischman. Foul back behind the screen. Stays at 3-2. Fleischman checks the runner, Schlosser. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and Spence gets on with the free base walk. Second walk of the inning given up by Fleischman. Puts runners at first and second with only 1 out.
Third baseman, number 7, George Seaman.
And that'll bring up George Seaman. Seaman batting in the 5 slot and playing at third base. Suns with 1 run across already in the inning, threading for a few more. Pitch by Fleischman. Just misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Pirates are a team, as we mentioned, in last place in the North Shore Conference, looking for a win desperately. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one. Their lone win came against Cedarburg. And then their last 2 games against Waukesha South, a loss 17-1 and a close one, but a loss to Cedarburg in their other game, 2-1. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch. Misses again, and it's 3-0. So Fleischman having some problems with his control and finding that strike zone here in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Gets a strike across. Talked about this if you were on our other broadcast against West Bend West and Hartford, and I said very seldom do you see an umpire on a 3-0 pitch give that 4th pitch as a ball. And there was a perfect example. 3-1 in the dirt, misses for another ball, and that's a base. And now bases loaded for the Suns with only 1 out. Chance to blow this one open here in the first inning. And C.J. Kohler is going to have a meeting at the mound. So a walk to lead off the game, and then Gelnick stole, then came around and scored on the Schlosser double. And now back-to-back walks to Spence and Seaman have the bases loaded for West Bend East with only 1 out and leading 1-0, and a golden opportunity here for the Suns to put some more runs across the board. Juan Garola will be the next Suns batter to come up to the plate. He's one of the 5 seniors on the team playing his last regular season home game here today.
Now batting right fielder, senior, number 13, Juan Garola.
So here's Juan Garola stepping in, a chance to get some RBIs and give the Suns more of a cushion. They lead 1-0, but bases jammed and only 1 out. Fleischman in a jam. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fly ball. This thing's got legs on it. It's going deep to right center field. It's at the fence. It goes down into the gully. Are they calling it a home run? It is a home run. A grand slam home run for Juan Garola. And just like that, the Suns explode this one open. That had legs right off the top of the bat for Garola, and it got it all. And the Suns put 4 on the board more with only 1 swing of the bat, and now lead it 5-0. And over here, CJ,
First baseman, number 10, senior Mason Kirk.
evidently East must have a shortage of balls today, and they're going to ask someone to go shuck that grand slam ball that went over the fence. Here's Mason Kirk, the first baseman. He's a senior. Multi-sport, too. 4 sports for Mason Kirk. 4 years in the football team, 2 years for basketball, 4 years here in baseball as he chops one foul. And if that wasn't busy enough, he spent 1 year on the track team. Juan Garola, moments ago, a grand slam home run. Pitch, swung on, right field again, same spot, but a nice running over the hand catch out there by Byrol for the out. That one had some legs too by Kirk, but not enough to get going. So there's 2 outs in the inning.
Left fielder, number 1, senior Matt Geldnick.
So Gelnick is the 8th son to bat here in the first inning. And 5 runs already across the board. Next pitch, ground ball right to the first baseman, picked up by him very nicely, scooped up by Schmidt, and that'll end the Suns' first inning. But for the Suns in the first inning, they come up with 5 runs and 2 hits. The others came on walks. There were no errors, and there was nobody left on base. We've played 1 inning here in West Bend, and your score, the West Bend East Suns 5 and the Port Washington Pirates nothing. You're watching high school baseball on West Bend Community Television. Back here in West Bend at East Fields, we go to the second inning, 5-0 in favor of the Suns. Nolan Miller, the DH, is the 4th batter and the leadoff batter here in the second inning. And here's the first offering by Rondorf. It's in the dirt for a ball. Braden Thompson, the second baseman, will bat next, followed by Rob Ross. That first inning by Rondorf was so quick, never had a chance to set up the Suns defensively. Fouled back into the stands. So Rondorf is pitching. Catching is Cooper Schlosser. The infield for the Suns at first base, Michael Seaman. Second base for the Suns in this game today is Michael Seaman. At shortstop today is Sam Gelnick. And over at third base is George Seaman. And there's an out. One gone, and that'll bring up Braden Thompson.
Rob Ross.
The outfield for the Suns in left field is Matt Gelnick. Center field, Caden Gish. Ground ball to third, and they're going to call it a foul ball. And again, Gish is in center field, and then over in right field, who just hit that grand slam home run, Juan Garola. Next pitch, ground ball into the second base, scooped up nicely by Seaman, throw to first, got it for the out. 2 up and 2 down.
Now batting pitcher number 33, Bo Fleischman.
And that'll bring up Bo Fleischman, the pitcher. Rondorf's next pitch. Low. Fleischman going to try to maybe do what Rondorf's done here so far. Next pitch by Rondorf. There's a fly ball, center field, and camping underneath it and making the catch for the third out is Gaden Gish, and that will wrap it up here in the second inning. Port Washington goes 3 up and 3 down. We're in the middle of the first inning. It remains West Bend East 5 and Port Washington nothing. The Bear Barry Hirsch back with you here at East Fields in West Bend. We go to the bottom half of the second inning in this North Shore Conference game. West Bend East leading Port Washington 5-0. A 5-run first inning if you're just joining us, courtesy of a grand slam by Juan Garola. It'll be Dawson Rondorf, Sam Gelnick, and Michael Seaman for the Suns here in the second inning, the 9-1 and 2 hitters. And Rondorf, of course, right after the first pitch, takes a deep ball down the infield, and it'll go in for a base hit. So Rondorf leads off the second inning with a base hit, helping his own cause. Defensively in the field right now, if you're just joining us, Rondorf has sent out 6 batters up, and he's made 6 batters out. So that's pretty good. Back to the top of the order now here, and Sam Gelnick will lead it off. He led off the game with a walk and then stole second and then came around and scored. Fleischman's next pitch. Swung on, fly ball, left field line, trying to give down there some chase is Bouchek. And it looks like it went foul, just out of our vantage point a moment ago, but. So it's no balls and 1 strike to Sam Gelnick. Fleischman working out of the stretch as he had to do through the majority of the first inning. Good lead by Rondorf. Pitch. Hard chopper on the infield. Nice scoop up there by the shortstop, Lippi. And not able to make a play, it looks like.
Threw it away.
As it will be called an error, I believe. And that allowed Dawson Rondorf to go over to third base on that throwing error.
Second baseman, number 4, Michael Seaman.
So that's an error charge there. And runners at first and third, nobody out, so a chance for the Suns to get at least 1 more. Seaman popped up on the infield. Camping underneath it is Braden Thompson. Gets it for the first out. So 1 gone here in the second inning for the Suns. Runners remain at first and third. And that'll bring up Cooper Schlosser.
Catcher number 12, Cooper Schlosser.
Schlosser's favorite baseball member here at West Bend East. Are you ready for this one? Sweeping his cross-hall rivals West last year in baseball to advance to sectionals. Pitch with the runner going up high. Throw over there. Third, it goes into the outfield. And that is going to allow Dawson Rondorf to score. That one took a bad hop, so I don't know if they're going to score that in error on the third baseman or if it just took a bad fielder's hop.
Catcher threw it away.
So it's going to be an error on the catcher. That's the second error already in this inning against Port Washington. So now it's 6-0. And Cooper Schlosser takes one over to second base, throws that one off and out. Gelnick will go down to third on that infield out. 2 gone. And that'll bring up the DH, Joey Spence.
Designated hitter number 22, Joey Spence.
Spence walked and then came around and scored on the Garola grand slam back in the first inning. Another run across here for the Suns, however. Here's the next. The Suns are going after the first pitch, every pitch. Left field and into center, and Clausen comes underneath it and makes the catch for the third out to end the inning for the Suns. But West Bend East comes up with 1 more run on 1 base hit. There were 2 errors on the Port Washington Pirates, and the Suns do leave 1 runner stranded on the base pads. We've played 2 innings here in West Bend. Your new score now reads West Bend East 6 and Port Washington nothing.
Third.
The Bear Barry Hirsch back with you here at East Fields in West Bend. We go to the third inning. 6-0 West Bend East leading Port Washington. Pirates will send up their 7, 8, and 9 batters, Xavier Deal, Adam Byrel, and Eli Bouchek against Dawson Rondorf here in the third. And Rondorf leads it off with a strike for an 0-1 count. Rondorf perfect right now through 2 innings for the Suns. Looking good out there on the mound. Here's his 0-1 pitch. Swung on and a miss by Deal. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. Suns have 6 runs on 3 hits so far today. Courtesy of a couple errors by Port Washington. Next pitch by Rondorf, just a little bit low and in the dirt. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next offering from Rondorf. Swung on, line shot, left field. That'll be a base hit. First hit of the afternoon for the Pirates. And that goes up on the board for Xavier Deal. Base hit to left for Deal. Gets the first hit for the Pirates today. And Adam Byro will be the next batter. We're going to get a courtesy runner for Deal. And from our vantage point here, almost like watching a football game with this press box.
Now batting right fielder number 0, Adam Byro.
That'll bring up Adam Byro, the right fielder. Pitch by Rondorf. Little chop single to left center, coming up underneath it and making the catch is Gish for the first out. Gish had to wait a few moments to see where that one was coming, and then he managed to get it. One gone here in the Pirate third.
6, Eli Bushek.
And that'll bring up Eli Bushek. So Rondorf works from the stretch, checks the runner at first. That's Deal with the leadoff single. Pitch. Swung on and a miss for a strike, and it's 0-1. Dawson Rondorf also one of the many multi-sport athletes for the West Bend East Suns. Here's the pitch. Squared a bunt, and it's a good one laid down in front of the plate. Struck by Schlosser to first. Got it in time. Good move there by Cooper Schlosser. Got up out of the box quickly, picked up that ball, and threw it over to first base for the out. So 2 gone here in the Pirate second inning.
Shortstop number 7, Patrick Lippy.
Deal moves down to second base on that infield grounder. So they'll score that a sacrifice 2-3. And back to the top of the order for the Pirates, Patrick Lippy. Lippy with an infield ground ball in the first inning. Rondorf checks the runner with the leadoff second. Pitch. A little bit low. Nice save there by Cooper Schlosser. The first year of spring baseball in the entire state of Wisconsin under the WIA regulations. Pitch. Swung on back into the screen. And the season's starting to wind down. Normally in many, many years prior to this, here in West Bend and through the North Shore Conference, we would first be starting our baseball season.
Next week.
But now we're kind of coming down the home stretch. Now the 1-2. That one misses for a ball. We're even at 2-2. Yeah, usually it was always that week before Memorial Day when summer baseball would kick in. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Goes down swinging. First strikeout of the game for Cooper Schlosser, and that'll end the Port Washington third inning. Pirates get no runs on 1 base hit, and they leave 1 runner stranded on the base pads. We're in the middle of the third inning here in West Bend, and your score is the West Bend East Suns 6 and the Port Washington Pirates nothing. This is high school baseball on West Bend Community Television. Back here in East Fields in West Bend as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. 6-0 in favor of West Bend East. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Suns. Caden Gish, George Seaman, and Juan Garola against Bo Fleischman as he goes in for his third inning. And Fleischman's first offering here in the third is swung on, ground ball, and a foul ball. Well, obviously, as we've seen here, Ron Hedrick is giving his players the green light on the first pitches this afternoon as They're all pretty much going after that opening pitch. So no balls and one strike. Pitch upstairs by Fleischman, and it's 1-1. Next pitch to Seaman. Ooh, there's a strike. Across the letters on the chest side, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Seaman walked and scored in that first inning. Next pitch. Swung on, fly ball, left field. Camping up underneath it is Bouchek for the out. So 1 up and 1 down for West Bend East here in the third inning. And that brings up Juan Garola.
Right fielder, number 13, Juan Garola.
4 years on the baseball team, 4 years on the football team here for Garola, his senior day. Honorable mention all-conference outfielder in baseball. Pitch. Swung on, foul tipped. Also West Bend Baseball Association Scholarship Award recipient. And the favorite baseball memory after 4 years here in West Bend East for Garola? This is a little different, very sentimental. He wanted to have it say, ending his high school career, standing next to the 4 people at the starting lineups today who have stood by him all 4 years while playing baseball for East. He's been able to make lifelong friendships. 0-1 pitch. Just missed for a ball, and it's 1-1. Fleischman looks now after kind of a rough inning and a half. He's settled in here the last inning and a half now as we play in the third. Pitch. And then, just as I said, he loses down for a ball, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1. Swung on, fly ball, center field, and almost missing, judging it, but now coming underneath it and making the catch is Clausen for the second out. Maybe a little bit of the breeze of the wind we had here played havoc on that one for a moment, but Clausen came up underneath it and grabbed it. So 2 up and 2 down for the Suns, and that'll bring up Mason Kirk, the senior first baseman for the Suns. Another one of your multi-sport athletes. All 4 of his seasons here on the baseball team, along with 4 years on the football team. And then during the winter months, he spent 2 years on the basketball team. One and 0 the count. The pitch. Swung on, line drive, right field, takes a bounce. That's in there for a base hit. So Mason Kirk gets a 2-out single for West Bend East. 4th hit of the game for the Suns, and that'll bring up Matt Gelnick.
Left fielder, number 1, Matt Gelnick.
Gelnick's best memory for playing West Bend East baseball during his career as a senior now says beating West Bend West last year to advance to sectionals. Pitch with the runner going, and he'll get that base uncontested, does Mason Kirk. So another stolen base and a runner in scoring position. Pitch. Gelnick looks at a ball, and it's 2-1. Now Fleischman from the stretch. Checks the runner at second, Kirk, and here's the pitch. Oh, look a little low right at the belt, but he'll call it a strike. And it goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirk, the runner at second. He'll probably go with the pitch here now on a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch from Fleischman. Swung on and base hit to left field. Kirk will round third, and he will be rounding in and coming in for a score. And it's an RBI single for Matt Gelnick. And West Bend East now leads 7-0. So back-to-back singles after 2 outs were here in the 3rd inning. And now here's Dawson Rondorf, who singled and scored the last inning in the 2nd inning. Pitch from Fleischman, line shot, left field, and foul. Gelnick will trot back to first. Dawson Rondorf during the fall season plays football for his father, who's the coach of the Suns football team. There's a ball, and it's 1-1. And before you know it, Jeff Rondorf will have that squad out there getting ready for the 2019 football season. Pitch. Swung on, ground ball on the infield and through the base of Braden Thompson. So it'll be another single for the Suns and Dawson Rondorf. That is 3 straight singles for the Suns, all after 2 were out. And now runners at first and second.
Top of the order for the Suns, shortstop number 3, Sam Gelnick.
And that'll bring up Sam Gelnick. Yet to get a hit in 2 prior plate appearances today. Walked and scored in the first and got on by an error in the 2nd inning, and he looks at a strike for an 0-1 count. And now Ron Hedrick going to get a courtesy runner for Dawson Rondorf. Brady Schmidt will come on and run.
Base number 21, Brady Schmidt.
Give Rondorf a chance to get back into that dugout and relax a few moments. No balls, 1 strike to the leadoff batter at top of the order, Sam Gelnick. Swung on by Gelnick, left center field, left fielder piling the sun out there, and Bouchek makes the catch to end the 3rd inning for the West Bend East Suns. But the Suns put another run across on the board, 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors committed by Port Washington, and the Suns do leave 2 base runners stranded on the pads. We've played 3 complete innings here at West Bend East, and your score now reads the West Bend East Suns 7 and the Port Washington Pirates 0. You're watching high school baseball on West Bend Community Television. The Bear, Barry Hirsch, back with you here at East Fields in West Bend. We go to the top of the 4th. Port Washington coming up with their 2, 3, and 4 batters, Marcus Schmidt, George Clausen, and Nolan Miller. 7-0 in favor of the West Bend East Suns, and there's the first pitch by Rondorf to start the 4th inning for a strike. Suns have scored in every inning so far, 5 big ones in the 1st inning, and then single runs in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Meanwhile, the Pirates stranding only 1 hit so far, that to Xavier Deal. Another strike pitched by Rondorf, and it's quickly 0-2. Rondorf has got 1 strikeout to his credit so far this afternoon. Wind shifted a little bit now. Breeze starting to come out of the east somewhat, so that might get a little chilly here. The next pitch, chopper foul, and it stays no balls, 2 strikes. Still a pleasant afternoon here for baseball. 53 degrees under the partly sunny skies right now here as we tape this game. Strike 3 called. Runner thought nothing at first, but Rondorf got it across for a strike, and that's the first out. 2nd strikeout now for Rondorf. And George Clausen will be the next batter.
Now batting number 19, George Clausen.
Clausen 0 for 1, an infield ground out as part of a double play, actually, back in that 1st inning. Pitch by Rondorf. is a ball. Cooper Schlosser giving the signal in the pitch to Rondorf. Chopper foul down the third base side. And it's even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Suns, as we mentioned at the start of this game, coming in at 9-5 in the North Shore Conference, 13-6 overall. They have gone 3-4 in their last 7 games. The 3, though, was a 3-game winning streak coming in here. They won back-to-back games against Hartford and a winner against Homestead in the first game of what should have been a back-to-back. Next pitch, ground foul, and then the game prior to this one against Homestead was postponed due to the weather. So Ron Hedrick getting his squad kind of on a winning groove here as the season starts to wind down. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, Chopper, first base, dropped down nicely by Mason Kirk, and he takes it for the out unassisted. 2 gone. And that'll bring up designated hitter this afternoon, Nolan Miller.
Designated hitter number 8, Nolan Miller.
Miller is 0 for 1. Infield ground out 4-3, second to first, back in that second inning. And Dawson Rondorf continued to show very good control and poise out there on the mound now in this 4th inning. Here's his pitch. Just missed for a ball, and it's 1-0. Rondorf's also helped himself at the plate. He's 2 for 2 right now. Pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Trying to send the side down in order. Here's the pitch. Little chop shrinkle, but it'll be picked up nicely by Seaman at second. Throw to first. Got him for the out. And that does it for Port Washington. They go 3 up and 3 down here in the 4th inning, And we are in the middle of the 4th inning now, and your score remains West Bend East 7 and Port Washington nothing. Back here in West Bend, 7-0, Suns leading the Pirates. Braden Thompson is the new pitcher for Port Washington. Braden Thompson started the game at second base. He now comes in to pitch. And we go to the order for the Suns here in the 4th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters, Seaman, Schlosser, and Spence for West Bend East. Seaman is 0 for 2 so far in the game. Pitch. Swung on, chopper down to the third base. Ross picks it up, throws it across the diamond for the out. So 1 up and 1 down for the Suns here in the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Cooper Schlosser. So Bo Fleischman for Port Washington today.
Cooper Schlosser.
Goes 3 innings, gives up 6 hits, 7 runs, walks 2 batters, does not get any strikeouts. And the pitch from Braden Thompson is a ball. It's 1-0. We're in the 4th. 7-0. Suns leading the Pirates. Pitch is a ball. Suns have scored in each of the first 3 innings so far and trying to keep it going now here in the 4th inning. Defensively, Dawson Rondorf has only given up 1 hit through his 4 innings of pitch so far this afternoon. The next one misses for a ball. He's only given up a single, and that was to Xavier Deal in the 3rd inning. 3 balls, no strikes to the Suns catcher Schlosser. And there it is. He looks at a ball. So what I talked about earlier, well, we see it happen there. Schlosser gets a free ride on 4 pitches. So 1 on and 1 out for the Suns.
22, Joey Spence.
And that brings up Joey Spence. Spence hitless at 2 at-bats so far today. Flew out in the second inning to center field and then walked and scored in that 5-run first inning. Pitch from Thompson. Misses for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0. Upstairs for a ball, it's 2-0. And maybe a little bit of control problem here from Braden Thompson as C.J. Kohler will trot out from the dugout to the mound and have a few words. Thompson in his first inning of work relieving Bo Fleischman, who went the first 3 innings here today. And the meeting at the mound is over. So Fleischman getting ready to get back at it from the stretch as Schlosser takes his lead off of first. 2 balls, no strikes to Joey Spence, the DH. Runner goes, ball up high for it, and the run is second base. Backed up nicely out there, but he's in with the stolen base. So the Suns are running away today. That's another stolen base. That's their 3rd stolen base here on the afternoon. And now Schlosser out at second base and a 3-0 count to Spence. And Spence will take a walk for a ball. So now back-to-back walks given up by Braden Thompson after he got his first batter out.
Third baseman, number 7, George Seaman.
And that'll bring up George Seaman. Seaman hitless in 2 plate appearances, walked and scored in that 5-run first inning, then fly ball to left field in the 3rd inning. Pitch to Seaman is a ball. It's 1-0. So far, Braden Thompson not having much more luck out there than his predecessor Fleischman did. From the stretch, the pitch. There's a ball low, 2-0 now. Schlosser at second, Spence at first. Both on courtesy of walks. 2-0 pitch. And that one's upstairs, and it's 3-0. And Thompson now having a heck of a time trying to find that strike zone. There's a strike. So it's 3-1. Joey Garola, or Juan Garola, excuse me, on deck. Pitch. Swung on, high pop fly ball on the infield and coming in and, giving away, but I believe the infield pop fly rule was in effect. So that'll be an out.
Right fielder, number 13, Juan Garola.
So 2 gone now with 2 on. And here's Juan Garola. Can he do it again? He had a grand slammer in the first inning. If he gets a hold of one here, it would be good for 3 more runs. And we'll get a courtesy runner now for the Suns.
Now running at second base, number 5, Connor Pretree.
That's Connor Pretree coming in and running as a courtesy runner. Garola. Grand slam in the first and a fly ball to center in the 3rd. 7-0 Suns, but trying to put more up. Here's the pitch. Garola, line ball. Fair down that 3rd base line. That'll score at least 1 run as Ron Hedrick sends him around. Here's the runner coming over to 3rd and 2nd. It's a stand-up double for Juan Garola. An RBI double for Garola as Schlosser comes around and scores. It's now 8-0.
First baseman, number 10, Mason Kirk.
Spence goes to third, so he's still in scoring position. And now Mason Kirk, the batter. He singled and scored back in the third inning. 8-0 as we play in the fourth. And you start getting in that territory now as we're in the fourth of thinking a run rule game if the Suns can push 2 more across. And being the home team, they would only have to bat through the fifth. Two balls, no strikes to Mason Kirk. There's a ball. Kirk, as we mentioned earlier, a busy athlete. 4 years here for the Suns baseball with 4 years on the football team and 2 years on the basketball team, along with 1 year on the track. There's a strike called straight across the chest, and it's 3-1 to Mason Kirk. 2 gone, and runners at second and third. Thompson trying to get out. Here's the pitch. Not a no. He missed it, and that's going to load the bases. Kirk gets the free walk. That's the third walk of the inning given up by Braden Thompson. And now he's loaded the bases. Kirk is at first, Garola at second, and Spence is at third.
Now batting left fielder number 1, Matt Geldnick.
Matt Gelnick now up with the bases loaded of Suns. 2 gone. Chance to blow this one open. Pitch from Thompson. Low for a ball. Well, a walk counts as an RBI here at this point for Gelnick if he doesn't see anything that he likes. Braden Thompson in relief of Bo Fleischman, and he's worked a jam himself. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners take their leads off the base pads. Here's the pitch. Swung on, base hit through the middle. It's going to score at least 1 run. 2 runs are going to come in. And it'll be a single for Gelnick and 2 RBIs as Spence comes in to score and Garola came around from second base to score. Kirk now made his way down to second base. So you've got runners now at first and second with 2 outs, and that's going to be all for Braden Thompson. So Braden Thompson has been charged already with 3 runs. The other 2 runners that are still out on the base pads, Mason Kirk and Matt Gelnick, are still going to be charged if they score to Braden Thompson. Here's Dawson Rondorf now. He's 2 of 2 this afternoon. Looks at a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Rondorf looking to add to the total of the Suns right now. The pitch. Upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to the pitcher Dawson Rondorf against Joseph Hepner, the 3rd Pirate pitcher of the day. Pitch. Low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. If Rondorf gets the walk, that would load the bases, and we'd go to the top of the order, Gelnick. Hebner from the stretch. Pitch. There's your strike. Again, just can't seem to get a batter with 4 straight balls. We've seen it once in this game so far. Now 3 balls, 1 strikes to Dawson Rondorf. Next pitch misses for a ball, so Rondorf takes the free ride. And that's a walk given up by Hebner, and now bases are loaded again for West Bend East. Kirk goes to third, Gelnick down to second, and now Rondorf at first. With two outs.
For the Suns, shortstop, number 3, Sam Gelnick.
And here's Sam Gelnick, the 9th batter for West Bend East here in the 4th inning. Hebner trying to get out of the inning and get his team back in the dugout. Pitches one in the dirt, ball 1. 3 runs here in the 4th for the Suns, threatening for more. A run in the 3rd, a run in the 2nd, and 5 in the 1st. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it evens the count 1-1. Gelnick is hitless at 3 plate appearances so far today. 1-1, just missed it. Oh, what a good save there by Xavier Deal, the Port Washington catcher. Prevented it from getting away and, at least for the moment, allowing Mason Kirk to come in from third base. Two balls, 1 strike, pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Coming on is Clausen, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning for the West Bend East Suns. But the Suns send 9 batters to the plate. They pick up 3 runs on just 2 base hits. They leave 3 runners stranded on the base pads. We've played 4 innings here at East Fields in West Bend. Your score is now West Bend East 10 and Port Washington nothing. This is high school baseball on West Bend Community Television. Back here at West Bend East, where the Suns lead 10-0. So under WIAA rules, Port Washington needs at least 1 run here in the top of the 5th to have this game continue. Jack Mujeski is the pinch hitter now. And if Port Washington cannot get at least 1 run, this game will end with a run rule game. Pitch by him is going to get in for a base hit. And that's only the 2nd hit of the day given up by Dawson Rondorf. So Mujeski leads off the 5th with a single. And it looks like we might be getting another pinch batter.
Now batting number 9, Connor Hoyda.
This will be Connor Hoyda. And Hoyda sends one foul. So C.J. Kohler maybe throwing up the red flag at this point of some sort. Or I should say the white flag, knowing that this game might be out of reach now at 10-0. And with his last 3 at-bats, here's a foul chopped. No balls, 2 strikes. We play in the top of the 5th. 10-0 in favor of West Bend East. Suns have scored in all 4 innings that they've had bats at. 5 in the 1st, single runs in the 2nd and 3rd, and 3 in the 4th. Next pitch. There's a ball. The big hit of the day right now was the grand slam by Juan Garola back in the 1st inning, which made it 5-0. And then 9 batters in the 4th inning. Next pitch popped up, short side of the field coming up, and whoa, almost missed playing it, but Seaman makes the catch for the out. 1 gone. And we're going to get another pinch hitter for Port Washington. So almost clearing off the bench here. 1 gone. Runner at first, pitch. There's a strike. And you could say that is a pretty big run out there at first base in Jack Mujeski because he needs to score to keep this game going. Next pitch. There's a strike. Apparently, we're going to have a JV game after the conclusion of this varsity game. Looks like the Port Washington JV squad has just arrived. Next pitch, chopper off for the third. Oh, couldn't quite make the grab for the out. Would have been Seaman. And we'll score that a hit as it was just off the grass of Seaman. So now Adam Byrell will bat with runners at first and second.
The next batter is correct also.
Byrell hitless in just one plate appearance so far today. Pitch from Rondorf. Rondorf's pitched a good one. He's only given up 2 hits to this point, or make it 3 hits. One ball, no strikes. Pitch. Low for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. Rondorf's next pitch gets that inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1. Now his next pitch, this one down to the third base side. He'll take the force out for one. Relay! Would have had it, but it's out. So they get the force out at third. 2 outs now in this game. 1 more out, and it's a complete game. Give Byrell a...
Number 6, Eli Bushek.
So here's Bushek. 2 outs and 2 on yet, and the runner at second is the run that needs to come across for Port Washington. Pitch by Rondorf, low for a ball. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 10-0 in favor of West Bend East here in the top half of the 5th. Chopper to third, and it should end the ball game. There it is. It's a force out at third. And that ends the game as the Suns will get a run rule game here. Rondorf gives up a few hits here in this final inning, but no damage was done, and he gets the shutout here this afternoon for his West Bend East Suns, as the Suns today will get 10 runs on 8 hits. The Suns only committed 1 error this afternoon, and they left 6 runners on the base pads. With the win, West Bend East now improves to 10-5 overall. 10-5 in the North Shore Conference, and now 14-6 overall. Port Washington drops their conference record now to 4 wins and 14 losses, and overall Port Washington will see their record drop to 7 wins and 17 losses. So senior day for Michael Seaman, Cooper Schlosser, Juan Garola, Mason Kirk, and Matt Gelnick. It's a good one. Dawson Rondorf with a 4-hit shutout. The Suns get 5 runs in the first, a run in the second, a run in the third, 3 more in the fourth, and behind the great pitching of Dawson Rondorf, they win it by the final score, 10-0 in a run-shortened 5-inning game. Thank you very much for watching our production today here from West Bend Community Television. I'm the Bear, Barry Hirsch. Thank you for listening and watching us play today.